Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. This is Mike. I'm your part-time YouTuber. I think my last video was way over a month ago. I'm not sure. But I wanted to come back and do a haul video because I went a little bit crazy at the one of the recent Hamilton book sales. No, I went a lot crazy actually. They were selling a lot of jazz compilation CD sets, and I picked up a whole bunch of things here, which I'll be happy to show you. Trying to bring more jazz into my life and experiment a little bit with some sounds that I'm not terribly familiar with. So anyway, some of these artists I've known about for a long time, and I just wanted to get more of their work. So starting off with Freddie Hubbard, the Essential Blue Note Collection, 8 classic albums on 4 CDs. Freddie Hubbard. Next up is McCoy Tyner. Okay. Uh, the Impulse Albums Collection, 6 albums, 4 CDs. Next up is Thelonious Monk. And I don't know a lot about this guy. I hear, well, I used to have one of his records a long time ago, which was so beat up I couldn't play it anymore. This has 9 albums on it. Okay. One of my favorites from the old days, Charles Mingus. The Rare Albums Collection. We have 8 albums here, 4 CDs. Charles Mingus. Quincy Jones. And this is damaged here a little bit in the corner, but I don't think the CDs are going to be harmed. Quincy Jones, the classic albums from 1956 to 1983. No, 63, sorry. Okay. Quincy Jones. Wayne Shorter, early albums and rare grooves. 8 original LPs on 4 CDs, right? Wayne Shorter. And here's a guy I recently discovered, Stanley Turrentine. Or do you say Turrentine? I really don't know. Great saxophone player. 8 classic albums on 4 CDs. Okay. Classic Blue Note collection. And this is a guy I wasn't well, I wasn't familiar with him at all, although I've heard the name. So I listened to some music on YouTube to see if it's something I would like. 2 albums by, or 2 compilations by Randy Weston. Okay. This has the complete recordings from 1958 to 1960 and the complete recordings from 1955 to 1957. So, crash course in Randy Weston. And one of my favorite saxophone players, Paul Desmond from the Dave Brubeck Quartet. Wow, I love this guy so much. Complete album collection, 1953 to 1963. Okay, Paul Desmond. And another one of my favorites. I love this guy so much. Chet Baker. Chet Baker. The Pacific Jazz Collection. We have 8 LPs, 1953 to 1957. Chet Baker, right? And another one of my favorites, Jerry Mulligan, sax player. I like this guy so much, man. I really do. I want to get as much of his music as I possibly can. The Rare Albums Collection, 8 classic LPs on 4 CDs, right? So have none of those albums. And a couple of compilations by John Coltrane. This is the Classic Albums Collection. Once again, 8 legendary LPs, 4 CDs, right? John Coltrane. And John Coltrane, the Classic Collaborations from 1957 and 1960 up to 1963. And finally, a name that I've never had anything by this guy, but I've been hearing a lot of his stuff on the radio. I wake up to jazz 5 mornings a week on my local FM radio station, and I hear a lot from Sonny Rollins. So I wanted to start collecting his music. Okay, a complete Blue Note, Riverside, and Contemporary collection, 8 LPs. Right, Sonny Rollins, and one more CD which has nothing to do with jazz and has nothing to do with anything but science fiction. I just couldn't pass this up. It was too cool. The Golden Age of Science Fiction, Volume 1. We have music from 2 classic 1950s sci fi flicks, The Queen of Outer Space, and World Without End. Okay, so I couldn't pass this up. That is too much fun. So that's volume one. I guess maybe I'll find volume two someday. Who knows? And I also picked up one Blu-ray in the sale. And this is a film that I saw way back when it first came out in 1969 when I was 18. And I never saw it again until last night when I watched it. And this is Goodbye Columbus, starring Richard Benjamin and Ali MacGraw. It's the film that made Ali MacGraw into an overnight star, right? And yeah, I couldn't remember much about this at all, and I was anxious to see it again. 'Cause it was a really big popular film back during that era. It was one of the big films that everybody was talking about, and so I was anxious to see it again. I was happy to see this Blu-ray come up. I may do a separate video talking about this, and it's directed by a guy named Larry Pierce. Also has Jack Klugman. Let's see, Nan Martin. They play Ali MacGraw's parents. Interesting little film. So I might make a video and talk about this. Anyway, that's my haul. Let me know what you think. If you want to call me crazy and an impulsive shopper, go ahead because you're right. Comments are welcome.